Hello there, and welcome back to Roguecraft, Season 5, Episode 3. We last left off having watched our little farty friend break his way out of his shell. Some time has passed, and he's now grown into our giant farty friend. But not all is good on the Sniffer front, for it is very, very lonely. So it is our mission, and we do choose to accept it, to find a new companion for our gastrointestinally challenged friend. And that can mean only one thing. Lots and lots of raiding of underwater ruins. And while we're raiding those ruins, no one will blame us if we take a little side journey and gather up all that sunken treasure we can find. And oh, that wonderful, wonderful treasure. But it's not about the treasure. It's about finding a friend for our little Sniffer bro. What's that, big guy? Did you find something? Let's see. Gotta be over here somewhere. Whoop, there it is. A pitcher pod. It's our first new flower seed of the season. The first of many. And so, with our mighty brush of brushiness in hand, we set out to find a second Sniffer egg. Ooh, that's cool. I'm a big sucker for a natural land bridge in a waterfall. Am I the only one who makes a base and then runs around the world spotting all the other places that would have made a cool base? Is it just me? I do that all the time. Oh, well, looky here. Shipwreck! And I'll take that, and those, and these. That's not too bad of a haul. Let's see how close we are on this map. Oh, treasure's pretty close. That's good. Let's check this chest. Oh, lots of goodies. Well, I still need everything, so let's take it all. It's all mine. All mine, I say. Or, well, I really don't need rotten flesh, do I? And while I dig for this lost treasure, I'm thinking it might be a good idea to turn this into a sus block brushing, treasure chest finding musical montage. Hit that montagey music, my DJ friend. And after about 2 hours of exploring and opening of many, many chests, and brushing of many, many blocks, and the smacking of many, many drowned, it was time to come home and rest my weary head. And while we're back at the base, it's time to do a few chores. Mainly clear out the iron golems, but also I realized that even with just the one sniffer, I need to set up some basic collection under the sniffer pen to collect what few seeds and pods it was going to find. I mean, I know there's only one, so it's not going to be very many seeds, but I don't want to miss what few it does find. And for that, I'm thinking we pretty much have to use a hopper cart to collect anything that falls on the ground. And can I just say, I think I comment on this every season, but when Mojang added the ability to crawl to the game, I thought they were out of their minds. At the time, I couldn't imagine a more useless thing to add to the game. Was I ever wrong? It is so nice to be able to crawl around and place rails and redstone in a one tall channel. It was always a bit of a pain to make use of levers below the tracks or troubleshoot issues later, but now, nothing could be easier. And here, we witness our giant sniffer bro magically shove its entire head into the ground in search of ancient seeds and pods. On a serious note, I think whoever did the animation of the sniffer nailed it. I'm not the type of person to be overly swayed by cuteness, but watching them splay their legs out to the side and then celebrate afterwards is extremely cute. Which is all the motivation I need to get back to the work of finding him a new friend. And while out searching, I stumbled across fellow rogue crafter Stormy's base. It's always nice to see where people decide to settle down. Oh, huh. Yeah, I think it might be time to head out. For some reason, I don't feel welcome here. And now that we're safe from randomly homicidal rogue crafters, it's time for yet another treasure egg montage. I'll try and keep it short.
Two hours later.
Ah, there you are. Thought I'd lost you there in all the glory of uncovering wooden hose, but after brushing many more blocks, I eventually found a second sniffer egg. Sadly, I had started to give up on the idea that it was even possible, and so I wasn't recording. Considering between the two montages over 5 hours of footage was recorded, you get the idea of how long it took. For now, I'm going to AFK down here until we have a second little sniffer baby. And now, through the magic of editing, we have a second little buddy puttering around the sniffer pen. Just look how cute he is next to the adult sniffer. Looks like the adult approves. And while we wait for our new friend to grow into a big, strong adult sniffer, it's time to harvest some more iron. Oh, I think something went wrong there. You know, it's funny, the potatoes and carrots never fight back. So rude. On a side note, it is kind of funny that I can have enchanted iron armor and still get one shot by an iron golem. Granted, my enchants aren't maxed out, but you'd think they might do just slightly less than full damage in one hit. And if you ever wondered what difficulty setting rogue crafters play on, it ain't easy. Ah well, I always find it's kind of a relief to get the first death of the season out of the way. I always try to put the first death off as long as I can, but after that, who really cares as long as you get your stuff back, right? And now we have 2 adult sniffers and have managed to collect 2 torch flower seeds, which is apparently what sniffers eat. So let's get to making some babies. I thought I heard a pop, but I don't see a baby. Where's the baby? How can there be no baby? You know, these guys are so big that I don't know if I would even see a baby if there was one. Oh, wait. Did they pop out an egg? Let's go check the chest. One lost video clip later. And now that we have 5 sniffers and a 6th one on the way, I may need to expand the sniffer pen. For now, I'm going to finish this enclosure up and work on the second half afterwards. So, if you didn't already know, sniffers can find seeds in any dirt or grass type block, including mud. They search around for seeds or pods, and after they find one, can't find another for at least another 8 minutes. This makes collecting the new flowers a very slow process. Another thing to be concerned about is that they remember the blocks they find seeds in. Thankfully, they only remember the last 20 blocks, so even with just a couple of sniffers, you need at least 21 blocks. But after watching these guys lumber around and bump into each other, I started realizing that they need a lot more room than that. So, imagine you have a 3x7 enclosed area. That gives you 21 blocks to search, but the problem is, they wander around randomly. So, even though after finding 20 seeds and there still being one block they can find a seed in, they have to be near that block when they start sniffing for the seed. If they aren't, the search fails. With the 8-minute downtime between finding a seed and searching for the next, you really don't want there to be any failed searches because there aren't any blocks near them. On top of that, if the enclosure is too crowded, the other sniffers may block them from getting to new ground where they can find a new seed. So I'm thinking for the amount of flowers I want to have this season, I'm going to need a fairly large enclosure with maybe 20 sniffers running around. Should be interesting to see if they start to cause lag with that many or not. And there we have the new enclosure for the sniffers. As you can see from what I was saying in chat, there are only 10 sniffers in there, and I just placed another 5 eggs. You can see that 10 sniffers take up a whole lot of room. They really need a lot of space to roam and not get in each other's way. With time, they should all start spreading out a bit and stop clumping up like they are now. So, the enclosure is built, and we're well on our way to having our very own sniffer army. There was a whole lot of exploring required just to get the first 2 sniffer eggs, and even though it may not seem like a whole lot was accomplished this episode, there was one heck of a grind and a whole lot of AFK time to get us here. And I'm happy with it. The enclosure isn't all that fancy, but it doesn't need to be. I like the way it looks, and the sniffers seem happy with it, and that's what matters most. So, until next time, thanks for watching. I have been Gragore, and this has been Roguecraft. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, always try and find a way to have some fun. See ya!